Okay, so I want to share some things with you today, some thoughts, as I like to say, and just some things that have been going on in my life. And it was interesting last night. I was actually I went to bed early and I was sleeping very well, and I woke up, and for some reason my mind was fixed on this troll that has been stalking me for the last several weeks. Again, here we go. And I know who the person is. I've had an encounter with this person before, a person who finds humor in the fact that I hit my wife back in 1997. It's a person who loves to bring that up and throw it in my face. It's a person who accused me just over a year ago that I was still doing it, that I was presently beating on my wife. Made videos about it and everything else, but that's a whole another story. Whatever. I don't really whatever. But now the person is got their burner account, and I know who the person is 100% by the way they talk. And there's only been one person who's made fun of the fact that I hit my wife back in 1997. There's only been one person who just comes and will straight, well, there's been more than one person that's done this, but this is a person who doesn't hold back putting up cuss words in the comment section. And I've noticed on the live stream that this person was there several times over the last several weeks. It didn't click until this week that who the person was. But as I woke up last night, I was sitting here thinking that this individual, and it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago on a live stream, asked me a question. Asked me, was my name Marcus Rogers? Now, I don't watch Marcus Rogers. I do know who he is, and I know his channel is huge. I've never seen any of his messages. But I thought the question was odd. It's like, am I being mistaken with Marcus Rogers? The question was odd because at the moment in time that it happened, the impression that I got was that the person was trying to prod information out of me. They wanted to get my last name, which is probably not hard to do. I know I don't share it here on social media. So it's not hard to get my last name. Let's just put it that way. I'm not a person who throws myself out here, and I've never shared my last name here on YouTube, nor the ministry Facebook page. So I'm a person that I am pretty reserved, and I don't throw myself out there. I'm not looking for the spotlight. I'm not looking to be, for everyone to know me. There's very few people that I have in my life. I have next to no friends. I'm not making this up. I have next to no friends. My circle is extremely tight. I would say there's 3 people that I've regularly communicated with over the last many years. And one of them was the individual that I've known for 20 years who passed away last year. And, the majority of my communication and spiritual guidance and help, I would say half of it anyway, to getting advice and things like that came from this individual. And so when you have a small inner circle and then one moves on, then you tend to reach out to maybe the other 2 that are in the circle. And for one reason or another, that oftentimes doesn't quite work out, okay? People are busy. People got other things going on. Maybe you're being a nuisance or an inconvenience in their life or whatever have you, whatever the case may be. So this is kind of the time and season that I'm at in my life. It's been challenging. I've gone through challenges. You've heard me share that in previous months. Not to come on camera, not to whine, I don't look for people to feel sorry for me. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I don't want sympathy. I'm not looking for sympathy. So I just found it funny, though, that, sometimes people can think you're stupid. So to the individual who's doing this, and I know you're watching right now because for whatever reason, and I don't watch you. See, this is the thing. When I move on, I move on. And I haven't watched this person's stuff in over a year. I see some of her videos floating around where she's calling this person out and starting trouble over here, starting trouble over there. And and people love to do that. They just love to, their life is about stirring the pot. And see, I've moved on. But here you are, still on my channel, on the live stream, and I kept seeing this person post stuff, and I haven't been spending a whole lot of time reading comments. Unfortunately, I admit that I have not been spending a whole lot of time reading the comments and stuff. I try to catch each person's stuff, and especially for prayer requests is the main thing that I do scan through and look for. But I was noticing this person just chattering and talking smack and stuff, but I didn't think anything of it. And then I noticed the person had commented it again and again. And then finally I just sat down on my behind and took the time to read exactly what this person was saying. Now, this is not the live stream because I haven't really reviewed the live stream, the chat or anything like that. This is the comments. And this person was going on talking about, I don't want to get too far in this because I'm trying to make a point here. This person's going on talking about my moderator. Well, first of all, he's not mine. He's a moderator that I've chosen to help, keep an eye out for people who are trying to troll me. So evidently the person got into it with the moderator. And somehow I'm supposed to be responsible for everything that the moderator did or said. And I didn't even know the moderator was actually there at the live stream until after the live stream when I did a quick glance through the chat. I didn't even know he was there. I didn't even see his comments or posts. But the person said I knew he was talking trash to them and so forth, and so all the nonsense that I just really don't have it's not, I don't want to say I don't have time for it. It's nonsense I just don't make time for. And long story short, I owe this person an apology. And again, I know who the person is. It's like, let me just say this. You're trying to prod my last name. You're trying to get personal information out of me. There was another person. I don't know if it was the same person because I just don't remember the username. But there was another person who had put a comment up that they wanted to talk to me. They would love to talk to me and get pick my mind, things like. So look, I just don't do a whole lot of all that. I just don't. And this here, right here, what I'm saying is really the reason why I don't. Because in the social media scene, people can do whatever they want, and there's really not there is accountability. But people don't put themselves under the accountability. I guess this is what I'm saying. And so this is why I don't put myself out there. This is why I don't share my personal information. This is why I don't tell you where I work. This is why I tell you what I do, but I've never shared the present job that I work at. I never shared that information. Because people will get on the phone and try to, and I've seen this happen to other people where folks got phone calls at their jobs from people here on the internet. And this is what folks do. I don't understand. See, me personally, I don't think I would have time to do all that. Time to juggle burner accounts, time to be calling people's jobs, time to be doing background checks on folks, trolling people's Facebook pages, all that stuff. Let me share this with you. Last week, let me say one more thing to this. If it gives you pleasure to make fun of me, to make fun of the fact that in 1997 I hit my wife, to make fun of the fact that we've had many marriage trials, I mean, if you get your kicks out of that, if it gives you peace, if that gives you peace, I don't know what else to say. Maybe for you in your mind, you think that that's the right way to live life. If I've blocked you, that means I don't want to have anything to do with you. But yet, it takes a mind of a sociopath to be blocked and then to come back with multiple burner accounts, and you just won't just leave. I don't go to people's. This is another thing you've heard me say over the years. I just don't go to people's channels and do that stuff. In 9 years here on social media, how many times have you seen Find Truth 80? And hear me when I say this, I don't have burner accounts. I don't have any burner accounts. Marcus is not floating around on YouTube using burner accounts. I've got other YouTube channels, but I do not use them to go post comments anywhere. I've got 2 other YouTube channels, and I do not use them to go post comments anywhere. And that's a fact. And Find Truth 88, this channel here, I do not use this channel to go and, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just blast people and stir up stuff. My social media presence is really at a bare minimum these days. I barely post on Facebook. I barely go in, comment, and interact with folks. And I just don't. I try to get into the minds of people that spend all this time doing all this stuff. This is a 50-year-old something person doing this. Leaving cuss words in the comment section. Making fun of me and my wife. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I woke up and that was on my mind. I was like, wait a second. This was the person that was asking me what my last name was. And there was only one purpose behind wanting to get my last name. And again, it's not really that hard to find, I guess, if you wanted to. You can go dig up stuff in my past. Go ahead. I mean, there's not any new pictures floating around of me. Back in my male stripping days. I say that as a joke. Somebody gonna come up here and say, Marcus, oh, no, it was a joke. But I'm not joking about there's no pictures floating around. But people want to dig stuff up and they want to try to shame you. And you can do all that if you want. You can make videos about me if you want. You can say whatever you want to say about me if you want. Now, last week I had an interesting start to my week. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to deal with, this is the first time this ever happened to me in my entire life. I literally dreaded leaving the house. I didn't want to deal with the responsibilities that I had. And this second job, and I've told you the story about this Muslim friend that I have. I've known him for 20 years, and he's called on me a few times over the years to help him out in a restaurant. And this is just the part-time job for me. He wanted me to come on 4 days. I told him that was too much for me. He put me on 3, and now I'm down to 2. But it's a fast food restaurant. I've never worked at a fast food restaurant. I make way less money than I do at my primary job. Way less. The primary job, I'm not even a manager there. This job, I'm a night manager. And so I've got way more responsibility. I'm making way less money, and I'm dealing with way more crap, for lack of better terms. And this has really caused my week to be in a crunch where I go in, I work night shift, then I work a double, then the next day I work another double, and then the next day I work an open. So it's 4 days where I'm crammed, and of course I've got a separate day off that's a split off day. So I'm kind of crammed up in that part of the week, and for some reason it's just, I don't know, I just didn't want to deal with it all. And it was Friday night. One of the guys working under me, who used to be the night manager, but now I kind of took his slot there, and he comes to me, walks up to me. He's a young kid too, he's 21 years old. He comes to me, he said, I can't deal with this woman, she's and I saw the frustration on his face. And I over the 5 to 6 months that I've been there, I've kind of noticed when he has that look or does that. He's only done it 3 or 4 times. That it must be some. It's gonna be something. And so I walk over there, And this lady, she was having an issue with her food. She said she had too much food. So I said, well, did you get charged for it? And she said, well, I'm missing stuff too. And I said, well, what are you missing? And so I like to get to the point. I like to get to the point. Let's fix what is wrong and get you on your way. So you can go adios, goodbye, on your way. So she told me what she was missing, and I was being short with her because it was right in the middle of the rush, and a lot of stuff was going, juggling a ton of stuff. And keep in mind, I already was going through a lot of stuff mentally and kind of didn't want to even be there anyway. And we were right in the middle of the rush. It was getting hammered. All this stuff was going on. So I had to leave my station, deal with that, got her fixed up. She went on her way. And I was being short with her. I admit that, because I kind of cut her off and said, well, let's just get to what you need. What do you need? What are you missing? And so she got that. And obviously she was being really rude to the individual before me. I could tell because she was being very rude to me. So I'm making an assumption, that she was being rude just by the way she was treating me. But anyway, long story short, it was about 30 minutes later, another person comes through, other side of the restaurant, the other window. My name gets called again, and I'm like, oh, the first thing that goes to my mind, what is it? Well, there's another person, they're wanting a refund. Well, it ends up that it's the husband comes back, and he had the receipt and everything. I guess what happened was she actually gotten overcharged because the person had put something on the ticket that they didn't want. But he was being rude, and he was being mouthy and everything. And I walk over, and he said he wants the refund. And I said, well, let's just go ahead and give him the refund, but I want the food back. And I never ask for food back from outside the restaurant. I never do it, but the person was being rude. So I said, I want the food back, because most times I'll just let you keep the food. I want the food back. And this person, so I know the owner. What is your name? I gave him my name. You can have my name. I know the owner. I'm going to call in on you, so forth and so on, and it's like, okay, go ahead and make your phone call. Go ahead and call the owner. I don't care. I used to work here, and I know that, he was really digging into me. Finally, that person's on their way. And I was looking at the clock, and it's like, okay, I only got an hour and a half more of this nonsense, and I got an off day. But it's just, and the reason I bring all that up is, a lot of times we juggle things through the week. And we go through certain things. And this is one of the reasons, again, let me go back to the social media thing here. This is one of the reasons why, you can come here and you can do all the jazz and all the stuff that you want to do on the side here. Make fun of me, mock me, get your burner accounts and stalk me for over a year and all this other stuff that you want to do. But I don't really care, because I got other stuff going on in my life. More important stuff that matters, things that I have to deal with, decisions that I have to make. And it's not easy at times. And there's times that you want to lean on people, but then maybe you're leaning on other people too much, and that you have to back off. So there's all kind of things going on in life that's challenging. And I just want, as I look into this camera today, I just want people on social media to know I'm not stupid. Just because there's a good 80 to 90% of stuff that goes on. I used to do this, and I'll make this point, and I'll begin to end this little short message here. I used to do, about a year ago, you guys know, I would copy and paste people's stupid remarks. People saying dumb things. And I would call it the stupid remark of the week. Because it's like, do you realize how dumb some of this stuff is, that what you're saying? And so it's like people will just type things and type. Do you realize that even though I'm behind the camera, and I know many people here, I say some, but many folks here on social media, they don't have jobs, and this is what they do. This is their life. Their life is getting the accolades of other people. Their life is getting butt slaps from the people in the comment section. Their life is behind the spotlight. No, I'm a regular person with regular issues and regular problems. And this stuff here, it just, if you need prayer, I'll be there for you. But all this other stuff, I had another person emailing me about something that somebody did, and, I just don't contact me with that kind of stuff, because I just don't make time for that stuff. And it's just, life is challenging, and I know many of you are going through challenges, and I just thinking about my last week and how I didn't want to leave the house. I never dealt with that before. I never had that happen to me before. And it just made me want to make that point and share this with you. And I shared this on the Facebook page earlier today, but it's also I want to just read this to you. And I'm going to read this, share this with you out of the Amplified version, and then I'll end the message today. This is James chapter 1, verse 2 and 3. Consider it nothing but joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you fall into various trials. And we all go through trials. We all go through situations at times in our life. Verse 3. Be assured that the testing of your faith, being assured, let me say this one more time. Be assured that the testing of your faith through experience produces endurance, leading to maturity and inner peace. So count it all joy when we go through these trials, because those are opportunities that we can grow in our faith through experience, through the experiences. And this is a lot of what I talk about. And this is why a lot of times I do share my personal experiences. These are the things, and look, I'm still growing, I'm still learning, I'm still falling, I'm still doing dumb things, making mistakes, and I have to get back up. I have to apologize, I have to say sorry, I have to repent, and I have to go at it again. And those times when you fall, it's humbling. Those times that you do those dumb things and you mess up, it's humbling. Well, it should be anyway. And if we allow it to be, that we can grow during those times. So I know that some of you out there, you're going through stuff. And look, I go through stuff too. I can relate to what regular people go through, because I'm just not here collecting dough. I'm not here with the title of pastor or whatever else. I go through the regular everyday things. And I really believe that's why God had me stay in where he had me stay in my life. So I can come and share with you practical truth. It's amazing. Amazing things happen when we just take the time and allow God to steer our course. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share. You know, please keep the drama away. I just, like I said, whatever. I'll make this statement here. I likely will not be sharing a live stream this Sunday. There's still things that I'm maneuvering through. And when I come on camera, I want to come on camera right. You know what I'm saying? So more than likely, I'd say let me say it like this. There's a 100% chance that this Sunday I'm not going to be sharing a live stream. And I hope to be back the next week. If not, then whenever, Lord willing, that time will be. I really appreciate all of you. I appreciate the prayers. I know some of you were saying you're praying for me in the live stream. And I do want to say this lastly, that I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate those of you who reach out to me and say, Brother Marcus, I'm praying for you. I appreciate you. And I just want you to say that the feeling is mutual. So that's the message today. It was a quick one, but I will see you guys hopefully week after next. And God bless you.